The Toronto Raptors took a little while to get warmed up last night. Nick Nurse had to be encouraged at the quality of shots they were generating and knew it was simply a matter of time until they started knocking them down. While Kawhi Leonard destroyed the Warriors for an efficient 36 points, it was a team concept that brought Golden State to their knees. A play that is almost as old as the game itself. And unless Steve Kerr can figure something out in a hurry, for the first time ever, the Larry O'Brien Trophy will be on its way to the Great White North. It's important to pay attention to the way the Warriors were defending the ball screens in order to see why the Raptors got so many easy looks. When you allow an inside ball screen to be used to the middle like this, it forces a third defender to rotate into the lane. Here, Klay Thompson stops following Danny Green in order to step up and stop the ball. This leaves Draymond with an impossible situation. Stop the pass to Siakam for the dunk, but also get out to Danny Green in the corner. Even though it misses, it's a wide open shot when Green catches it with 16 feet of space, and something the Warriors won't continue to get away with. In comparison, watch when Draymond ices this pick and roll against the Clippers by jumping out to force Lou Williams away from the screen. This action is now contained by only 2 players, and Cousins can contest this into a miss. Cousins hasn't been effective in the pick and roll all series long, and when the Warriors drop and chase, Boogie is in good position to keep the ball in front and not let Gasol get behind him, but he doesn't get his arm up to contest until way late, and it's an easy floater for Lowry. The Warriors didn't switch the pick and roll very often, but they do it well on this possession as Cook gets underneath Ibaka quickly and Cousins contains Van Vliet. They even scram Cook out of there so a bigger Livingston can guard Ibaka. Great effort by Cook to force Green to put the ball on the floor, and even better to get into the airspace to the side of his head. However, that initial switch still caused a mismatch down low. Unclear why Livingston let Ibaka have inside position, but it goes right to him for an easy putback. The switch on this one wasn't as smooth, and I get that Cook wanted to prevent the lob to Siakam so he's glued to his hip, but check the through-the-legs explosion by Van Vliet. Cook needed the help on this. Klay doesn't want to completely leave Green in the corner, and it's a gorgeous off-foot lefty layup on the one, getting it off just before Iguodala blocked it. Watch it again because it's so good, and every young player needs to master going off the left foot and finishing with the one-handed lefty finger roll off the glass. Again, the Warriors allow an inside ball screen to be used to the middle. It's a recipe for disaster as Bogut drops deep, Lowry puts McKinney in jail by getting him on his back. Not sure what kind of dance Bogut is doing while moving backwards, but it wasn't very effective as he's late getting over, and there was jostling by both players on this. I would have not called anything here, but you can see there's enough contact to warrant the whistle. Here is Spain pick and roll, a real weapon for the Raptors. And it's a normal high pick and roll, but with Kawhi coming in to set another back screen on the ball screener's man. The proper way to guard this is to switch everything. Kawhi's man picks up Gasol, Gasol's man picks up Lowry, and Lowry's man should switch onto Kawhi. That happens, but it's late. Kawhi gets a good look, but let's go back and check what happened in the beginning and why the Raptors' offense worked so well. While most teams might just go right into Spain from the top, the Raptors run Lowry off a pin down from Ibaka, forcing a switch. Klay now has to guard Ibaka. When they finally get that shot from Kawhi out top, Klay had lost Ibaka for a second and then gets knocked out of the way. The ball ends up right in Ibaka's hands for the easy putback. Another inside ball screen, this time for Kawhi, and the Warriors had been trapping these aggressively. But Looney kind of starts to trap, but then decides not to, leaving Iguodala on the side of Kawhi, allowing the dreaded middle penetration. Looney then decides to double, but at the free throw line, it's simply too late. Draymond is forced to guard 2 players on opposite sides of the lane. Great find by Siakam, and Gasol gets the slam. On this Kawhi pick and roll, they're better at doubling him outside the lane, and they recover nicely. But again, they allow Van Vliet to use the inside ball screen. This becomes an inexplicable double. However, with the shot clock winding down, Draymond needs to know there's no time for another pass, so he should be on top of Gasol preventing a good shot. Instead, Gasol has 6 feet of space as he aligns to the rim, and the shot swishes clean. As we sit here on the brink of possibly having a new NBA champion, the fact that Game 5 is in Toronto is a huge factor in favoring the Raptors. And there is no question you're going to want to be there for the fireworks. And the best way to get tickets to that game or any other sporting event, concert, or the theater is with SeatGeek. Not only do they search across the entire web, they grade the price to let you know if you're getting a good deal, deliver the tickets right to your phone, and each purchase is fully guaranteed, just like an open Fred VanVleet three-point shot. Best of all, save $20 off your first purchase by using my code VBALL. When you think of breakdowns, think of Coach Nick. And when you think of tickets, think SeatGeek. On this ball screen towards the wing, they drop and chase. Good quick roll by Ibaka leaves Cook trailing by 2 steps. Curry should have rotated over to deflect or even steal this pass. Even if it gave up a corner 3 if he didn't get it, it's preferable to what happened, an easy finger roll above the rim. At the end of the third quarter, they attack Livingston and Draymond out top and put Kawhi in the dunker spot instead of in the corner. This is a designed play. They want Ibaka rolling hard along the right side of the lane as Kawhi is cutting along the baseline to the left side. Clay falls asleep for a second, not realizing Kawhi moved, and it's an easy hop into a quick release shot to increase their sizable lead. For most of the game, the Raptors went away from a lot of Kawhi pick and rolls, probably because of all the trapping taking place, and this let Lowry orchestrate the symphony. By bringing Draymond's man up to ball screen, it doesn't allow him to be the quarterback on the weak side where he's at his absolute best. They get caught with another double team, and a great thread-the-needle pass by Lowry gets it to the diving Ibaka. Iguodala should have been rotating from the weak side. Instead, it's the much smaller Curry who runs at him and touches him for an and one just to add insult to injury. Just like the possession we saw with Ibaka screening and Kawhi in the dunker spot, Leonard starts in that position, but instead of cutting across the lane, he spaces back out to the weak side corner. Iguodala must rotate to stop the ball. Curry must split the difference between the corner and the wing and then wait till the pass is thrown and follow the ball. Instead, he gets faked out by the unconventional looping motion Lowry makes with his pass, and it finds Kawhi wide open in the corner to put the first nail in the coffin. There was still plenty of time for the Warriors to come back, but only if they got multiple stops in a row. In the fourth, they switched up and relied way more on Kawhi to run the pick and roll, knowing full well the Warriors would trap it. The Warriors wanted to take their chances with Ibaka creating shots, but watch what happens. Oftentimes, you'd see Draymond rotate up to stop the ball and Iguodala sink and fill, leaving Lowry open on the wing. This time, Iguodala jumps in there to stop Ibaka, who smartly finds Lowry on that wing. Iguodala then must get down to Siakam before it's a dunk. Check what Lowry does. He pass fakes down there to really lure Iggy out of the way, then goes right back to Ibaka for the easy dunk. Now, let's look at Looney's path out of the double team. Is it possible he could have stopped this had he ran in a straight line towards Ibaka like he should have? With Gasol back in there for Ibaka, they lure another double team out top. The rotation started out perfectly. But why is Iguodala now wandering down by the block? I suppose he wanted to help contain Lowry if and when Draymond correctly left his feet to contest the possible three, but this is too far, and they dodged a huge bullet when Gasol misses his lick my thumb and check the wind I'm so wide open three-pointer. But the Raptors got to every loose ball last night, and they retained possession. They changed it up and let Lowry and Siakam run the pick and roll. Looney gets caught trying to slide, bumps Lowry, who somehow wraps a lefty bounce pass around him, and even though it went behind Siakam, he still gets it. Curry never rotated over like he should have, and it's an easy layup to extend the lead. And the final nail in the coffin came with 2.5 left, and for the first time, Danny Green sets the ball screen for Kawhi, who's simply not bothered by it and hits Green on the short roll. Bogut and Curry beautifully converged and should have gotten the steal. Credit Danny for hanging on to that thing, while Draymond had to guard 2 players again. Siakam gets an open 15-footer and holds that follow-through as he knows that was it for this game. And now that the Raptors are heading back home for Game 5, it might have been just the start of the celebration for the long-suffering Raptors fans.